we are going into intro.
Welcome back to the Dispensary Live. We're going to say episode 27. I'm just guessing this time. We are out a redhead for this episode. So we found a new redhead, Blake, our operations assistant. If you see that fiery red hair, and Mr. Brandon also here. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty decent. Thanks for having me on.
Doing pretty well. Big media day so far.
Oh yeah,
very big day.
We started out Mino and the mayor, Green Bay, local, really cool guys, big veteran supporters as well.
Very high energy guys too. Very
John Mino, super high energy. Loved everything about it. Then we went from there. We were on WFRV. We had a really good high energy time there. That was great, talking about the upcoming car show. But let's start out. Tell everybody why we're still digital. We're having some technical difficulties. We guarantee we're holding ourselves fully accountable. Next month, we will be in the studio. Number two, we've had a lot go on. We're going to get into some of the stores that we have opening across the nation. And number three, technical difficulties are really tough to deal with. And we, obviously, with other things going on, but a big announcement is we do have a change coming to this podcast. There's a discussion that we may have a new host. Even on the host, we're going to have different features because we've got a whole bunch of mountains that we have to climb. And we want to really see some new opportunities. We want to see some new staff. We want to see some new people. And we're looking at changing the format. And that was just a topic of discussion right prior to this.
Super exciting. Some new faces potentially. We're trying to get things to be a little bit better. I like the direction we're headed. Blake might be a part of it. Blake could be a part of it. Oh.
Always improving. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
It was weird. I did point to the wrong way.
Blake right there. Blake, what do we do with our hands?
I don't know where to put them.
Do you want to tell everybody how scary it was your first time on the news?
Yeah, it's great working with good old William here because he always breaks me out of my comfort zone. I'm always great online, but my first time on Channel 5 News when they were talking about our car show coming up, I do get very nervous. My face does get pretty red, especially when there's just a giant camera in my face with people behind it. So we were talking about Ricky Bobby when his first interview came and how he slowly raised his arms. And I guess I did very similar things when I was getting recorded as well.
So on live TV, we were able to get Blake and Lisa and Malaine. They're fantastic on WFRV. And they all were like, oh, what do we do with our hands? And everybody on live TV is raising their hands like Blake. He loved it.
So now every segment, that's a good running joke. So I'll be a part of Channel 5 forever.
I did not know that's actual things that is documented. Blake's hands just levitating.
Just levitating. It's there.
Well, I know those guys aren't.
Recap of today, we're going to talk about what the company's got going on. Then we're going to talk about a few of the politics that are going on around the nation that impact our industry. And then we're going to close up with some of the events we have going on. We don't want to bore you. We want to engage, and we are still looking for good feedback. And good feedback sometimes is bad feedback. Again, we value everything that comes out. So please bring it to us because we need to know. So we've got a lot. Let's start out with what the company's had going on. Two big things in Ohio as the company ventures into the Ohio market, Brooklyn and Mentor, Ohio. Big props to the Pennsylvania crew and their expansion. And with that expansion, Brooklyn, Mentor, Ohio going to be on the map, probably safely operating to say for both of them in the next 45 days. Brooklyn will be much sooner and give big props to Jason. He's got a whole new design and layout. Staff, feel free, reach out. There's a lot of cool photos. Big shout out to .com exclusive for the new graphics and the design for the layout in the store, the displays, super cool. Mentor, we're excited to see what they do with that, and that will also be incredibly fun. Then we're going to have a new point in Virginia. We've got some stuff working on in the state of Virginia. And if you are a Virginia customer and you are watching this, please feel free to go in and talk to the people at the store and find out some of the new policies and procedures that the state of Virginia has so pleasantly put on our plate. Of course, we want to make sure you as our customers are very well taken care of. We don't want that to stop. So just please go into our stores, go in and talk to your favorite bud tender, store manager, and find out what has to be done for that. All sorts of new stuff in that area. Jumping into you guys, anything else? Did we miss on anything on growth or what's going on in the company? Any policy changes that we really want to announce that customers should be aware about? Bring in your IDs. It's still mandatory IDs.
Bring in your IDs. Gosh.
We ID everybody. Doesn't matter the age.
And just so our customers know, even if you have a relationship with someone in the store, we understand that. But it's the laws that we have, and there's a whole definition of what we support to try and make and keep this product legal across the nation. And as we do that, we have to set the example. And if someone even has an example of us letting someone in without an ID and having that conversation, that's one extra tick mark that could shut us down. So we have to hold not only the store staff accountable. So please, if you're a customer, don't put our employees into a position to jeopardize them of having any form of action taken against them for not following procedure. Then other cool things for growth or new involvement. I want to switch in before we even get in. Let's do politics quick. Let's go into some of the big.
Let's go into some politics.
Let's go into some politics. What do we got going on, B? I know you sent out an outline with some stuff. Throw it at us.
Yeah, love the Missouri hemp industry fight that's happening.
This is a super relevant, especially for the state of Wisconsin, because it ties directly to the sales in the drink department, THC beverage department. So those are being sold. Actually, I have one right here. Shout out Candigenous and the guys at
I love Rob.
Rob over there. Those guys are awesome. Have yet to drink it. I'm saving it for a good day. Anyways, people in the bars of Missouri have seen an increase in their revenues, and they are actually starting to like the industry. And so there's some support happening for the industry because of the beverage department. And they're just that Missouri ban was put on by the governor and just to shut down prohibition at your finest. Turning the switch off just like that, there's going to be lawsuits. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of case out of this. At least that's what this article says.
It does. It's going to be another battle, and I think they're trying to drag the battle out now to see what happens with the Farm Bill. But now that the Farm Bill's been pushed out, I mean, we could be looking at December before we see any verdict or anything that's conclusive to the direction now of the Farm Bill, because there's been so much back and forth. And we've got really good proposals that are out there. I don't even know if the senators want it released yet, but through the U.S. Hemp Roundtable, we've got some good information saying that there is a big fight to the Mary Miller bill, because many states and representatives have had enough customers and constituents reach out saying, hey, we really love this product. It is life-changing for us. So I think when you start seeing these cases, they're going to get dragged out because certain states are just waiting for that federal farm bill to be pushed out to say yes or no. And then they want to make guidance or laws based off that, which to me, I'm sorry, but if you're a politician, you're getting paid to be proactive and protect your constituents. If you're sitting there waiting for direction from the federal government regarding your state, that's tough. That's tough to me. It's sort of like the whole COVID thing. And let's get controversial. Cities, towns across America waited to see what the federal government was going to do. Even here in Wisconsin, people were like, oh, well, this is what they're doing in California. Who gives a shit what they're doing in California? Because this isn't California. Mm-hmm. This isn't New York. This isn't Chicago. Every town, every community has different needs. The people are different, the lifestyles, the way we travel, the type of public transportation. Everything is so much different. Even the accessibility to certain medical care is different in regions of the nation. And I think people have too much pride to just say, that's true. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why that's so hard to say. Like, I understand that every city, every state is different, right? We all have different state animals for a reason. Just like all of our stores have different mascots, right? Why do we have different mascots? Because they're
all a little different. They're all a little different.
Right.
Ohio's got something different too. Little aqua blue.
Yeah, they got some aqua blue. They've got it's truly an Apple store that way. Everything's on the walls and display. Cool look. How about, speaking of Ohio, adult use is in play now. Blake, what do you know about Ohio adult use opening up?
Adult use. So what are we referring to?
Adult use.
Maybe a little more background, maybe. Could talk about a couple of topics if you...
Adult use.
I told you, Blake, I was just going to throw you under the bus on that.
I know, he loves it.
They're
Ran me over.
They're
The
legal.
bus.
They're legal for adult use.
Bus coming for you.
Is
The
Ohio
industry-
finally jumping on the
The
right
industry,
side of
Blake.
the
The
line?
industry.
Ohio is officially adult use now.
All right.
But do they
Get a-
also not have any? They have no structure at this time.
No,
So
they
no
started.
regulations or anything like that?
They
yet?
already started serving customers. Yeah, it was a whole new thing. People were not only surplus didn't seem to be a problem. Price and taxing, apparently there was a lot with that. And then there was a ton of pushback that it was cash only. And customers waited in line and found out that it was a cash only type thing. And apparently certain places didn't have ATMs available because it's not medical now. So adult use changed the whole thing. And there's no National Fair Banking Act. So that turned out to be a big, I actually think that made the marijuana movement, just where a bunch of Ohio customers didn't realize that it was all cash and they were not able to use card. It's a learning curve. It's a new business.
Yes.
The first
yes,
step.
it
And
is
people are
true.
going to pay for it either way. They'll just be like, all right, let me run to the ATM real quick. I'll be right back.
Right.
How do we get that? Yeah, I'd love to get that license out there for that.
Well,
Next move.
we've got a year to wait on that yet because, so if you guys weren't aware, and for our viewers who are watching this, when Ohio legalized it, they said, okay, we want to give medical a chance to compensate for some of the initial investments they had in the medical side. So we're currently all adult use Ohio is going to be open to the medical dispensaries that we're allowed to do a transition. And then next year, they'll be looking at taking applications for the adult use recreational marijuana.
I'm going on the right track. I mean, medical is always the best way to kind of get your foot in the door.
Right. And they had medical. Now they've got recreational. Now it's just, it's how it'll build out. What happened in Cali while we're talking about it? There was an emergency roundtable meeting. I missed it. I had flight.
So-
what happened?
This article that I sent is actually not related, but yeah. So two things happened in California. We'll start with the hemp roundtable thing that you're referencing, but they sent out an emergency meeting because there's another Mary Miller type-ish bill going through California to shut down all the hemp-derived products as well. And so they're taking votes to send in the petition to that governor. And then, but at the same time, this came out within the past week is like $1 billion. I think they said $2 billion, maybe dollars of illicit cannabis seized in Cali that was being sold in stores of the dispensaries of Cali. And those were all like illicit market things. They were just packaged and looked, and they were able to get through the entire system of that industry, when at the same time they're attacking the hemp derived industry for the same exact thing, saying this is the reason they want to shut it down. But this is also happening in the legal market as well. So
was it
And
not
that-
tested bud or that got seized, or was it the actual flower or products, or what would we?
here, I'll even share it because it
So I took a little peek. I thought it was just the packaging they got.
yeah, so this is the package that they were in it. They all had these California stamps on there that they have to have.
Twinkies, sweet runs, looking like candy.
See,
Yeah.
that should just does not need to be. We've talked about it before, but if you're a company producing that, you should just be ashamed of yourself. Straight up just ashamed of yourself.
You're making it too appealing to the younger generation. I mean, I would get confused myself if I saw just a bag of gummies and then candy on the ground. I mean, that looks exactly like, regular Twinkies. Like, that's terrible.
And, I wish the companies, I don't know who owns Twinkies. Is that like Betty Crocker? Who the hell owns Twinkies? Either way, those companies should just be notified and be like, hey, sue the shit out of these companies. Pierce through the LLCs and bury these asshats for doing this. It's just terrible.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Is this right now is the huge topic for our products and stuff, and bad actors are marketing to children, and children are getting poisoned. But
yeah,
this is also happening elsewhere, and it's not even
being
have
addressed.
It doesn't have to. Yeah, it's not Delta 8 or it's not a hemp-derived product. It's just.
I mean, that says 4 tons of cocaine. Am I reading that correctly?
Oh, this is a different article.
Okay, Jesus.
There's a couple of pounds in their packaging, nothing
That's
else.
600 milligrams of THC though. That's a potent package.
I just don't understand the appeal of why you would want it to make it look like it's not having THC in it. It's like they're almost trying to hide that it's a THC product when you shouldn't be afraid. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why you would do that, honestly. There's no appeal to me to buy that over an actual package that says the milligrams right on the front.
That's a cool transformer, though.
Yeah.
I don't think that has anything to. My bad.
That has anything to do with the.
But anyways, that was big. That was a big thing for me.
It is a big thing. All right. After this break, we are going to come back and talk about what the dispensary has going on locally and across the nation for some community engagement, things we're involved in, and a couple special deals that are coming up.
Are you having a bad day? We can help with that.
And welcome back to the dispensary live. Blake, what was up? Where was your energy on that? I thought you were going to be all pumped.
I'm right here. You stole all my energy.
All right, so something big for people to know. Right after the break, we'll see who actually paid attention. But now we have new pre-roll deals for all the 1 gram pre-roll deals. Check those out. Save a lot of money on these deals. And just a good recommendation, Toke Up Tuesday or Faded Friday. That would be the time to do and utilize those deals. So talk to your local bud tenders. Check that out. That is a nationwide thing going on. We are looking into like little pouches. That's a whole new little thing that might be coming to the product line. September 10th, we just booked we are going to give another demonstration, law enforcement. This is a really cool thing. Could have been part of the politics thing, but another law enforcement agency wants to sit down and just see and touch and learn about this product because they don't want to mess with people who actually have legitimate products with receipts. Law enforcement is being proactive and saying, hey, we don't want to mess with people out on the streets if they have legal product that's federally legal. And there's a big perk to that. That's why, what do we always tell everybody?
Education.
Weed responsibly.
Education. Weed responsibly. There it was.
Education. Make sure you're knowledgeable.
And keep it in your bag with the receipt on it till you get home. There it is. I love that logo. It looks like Blake with a leaf on it.
Blocked out my whole picture right there.
Right. It worked out. It was fantastic. So, Brandon, tell us about the golf outing. That was a huge thing. A lot of people involved with. How'd that turn out for the Wisconsin?
Golf outing was great. It was hype. William got to show up. Was great. Saw a part of it. Blake was out there running around with everybody. Everybody had a good time that I heard so far. Good feedback. Look forward to doing it again and helping some others hopefully next year. Keep spreading the whole thing, which is great. This is
spreading the wealth. The May Foundation, awesome group of guys. I know Todd Richter personally from the military. That organization down in Sheboygan, Wisconsin is an awesome group, and what they're doing with veterans, super phenomenal. Loved working with those guys. Just awesome organization. The people who participated in the golf outing commend you in every which way. Weather held out. Sponsors were amazing. And Brandon and Tom, speaking of Tom, our HR director, for any of you that know him, staff that's watching, Tom decided he challenged me while we were out there. Now, mind you, I haven't touched a golf club in like 4 years, right? I know I look like I should maybe be a golfer, but I'm not. So anyways, Brandon's like, just use my club. So I striped the first ball just right down. I put it right out in the fairway, like a nice place.
Laser beam.
And then Tom, of course, is like, hey, man, I'll bet you, closest to the pin. Well, Tom didn't even put it on the green. I don't know how you qualify for closest to the green or closest to the pin if you don't even put it on the green. So I don't know, Tom. You're gone twice a week to this golf league. I don't know what kind of league you're in, but this
And
is
Will
your
kept it
calling.
on. Will kept it on the green. It was incredible.
Yeah. Isn't Brandon, you're a good golfer. You've been doing this a long time. That's what you're supposed to do with the ball, right?
It is.
It
No,
is?
you didn't break it. It's you hit it perfectly that time.
Yeah. See, Tom, I don't know what your problem is. So there you are. See if you're watching.
Shout out, Tom.
We'll see if we hear about this later. See if he's watching.
Right. Blake, what do we got up and coming for the car show? Tell us about that.
We got our second annual car show happening on August 24th. We got I think over 3,000 people on our Facebook page interested and saying that they're going to be going. Very happy to see those kind of numbers. We got some inflatables for kids. We got some vendors. We got some food trucks that are going to be out there. We got public voting. So we're asking as many people to come and join the event just because you're going to be that voter. You're going to pick out the favorite car. We got some cash prizes. Each class winner is going to get $100 to take home, along with the best of show getting $500. Plus, we got some cool trophies this year as well. Trying to kind of keep it just community friendly, just a really cool, fun time. Come out with the Saturday. It's supposed to be a really nice day, just to have a nice little family event.
Why are we doing this car show?
We want to raise some money for the. This is going to be going to the veteran or the. Oh my gosh, I'm having a little brain tease. The Veteran Emergency Fund.
The Brown County
yeah.
Everybody's watching, Blake.
The veterans, the Brown County's Veteran Emergency Fund. We are communicating with Joe. He's a really great guy. The charity is pretty much there to help veterans get back on their feet, to kind of support them in any way that they need. If it's getting them a place to stay for a couple nights, if it's helping out with some bills that might be overdue, but just a really nice organization that focuses on helping veterans kind of get back and getting to live their best life. They deserve it. I mean, they fought for us. They did the work. And if they come home and they don't have the tools they need, we're not doing our job then.
Right. And Joe Alec and the Veterans Resource Office of Brown County, and it goes for every Veteran Resource Office across America. Next year, we're going to try more community engagement in multiple states, working with more veteran service offices. What those people do on a day-to-day basis with the involvement they have with veterans in need, veterans that are coming off active duty, that transition is it's a very unstable time for many soldiers, veterans across the board, because that transition, you go from 2 years, let's say even if it was only a 2-year active duty stint, you come from where everything's provided for you, food, housing, clothing, everything's provided for you. And boom, now you're back into the world and you don't have that steady paycheck right away. You don't have all of that provided. And that transition, along with other issues that happen from people who've been in longer than 2 years, that have served in combat tours. So what all these veteran resource offices do, I commend all of them. I bow down to them. And they're like this hero that's not often heard of. People don't talk about veteran resource offices and the positions that are within every county across the nation. And these resource offices are so important to the success of what many of these veterans do. So Blake, Brandon, you guys kicking ass on getting that. There's like $2,000 worth of baskets and stuff now too, right? Like,
yeah. Plus we'll have some silent auction stuff to give away as well. So definitely some good opportunities to raise some money and to take home some cool prizes.
10:30 colors are going to be presented and the national anthem. So if you're watching this and you're bringing a car, make sure you're parked by 10:30 because we would love nothing more than you to be able to salute the stars and stripes that allow us the freedoms to have these really cool opportunities. So let's not miss out on that. 8 o'clock, we know cars will show up before then, and it'll be just as organized. Strain Master's over. We're finally getting everything out.
Strainmaster is over.
Right, done. Finally done.
2 months has been over, but I think we finally got it fulfilled to a good point. Appreciate everybody getting a hold of us, making sure we got it done.
What's your sneak peek? What do you got for new strains? I heard something about a new strain peak.
I do have new strains.
Ooh.
So
if you release it though.
if you're watching, you get a little tidbit for watching the show. We have at select locations. I will preface select locations. Frozen lemonade.
Ooh.
Black maple Red Velvet, my personal favorite, the Monkey, and Jet Fuel Gelati.
These names just keep getting crazier and crazier, man.
I'm a race car guy, so anything that says jet fuel, I'm like, that must be fast and it must
Red
be
Velvet
fun.
all the way.
I think that Black Maple, super high percentage, like 40.
I think didn't Nikki do Red Velvet cupcakes on Baking with Nikki? I think she
Yeah.
did that one time. Might have to
Yeah,
incorporate.
we need a good baked with Nikki again. I do like the baked with Nikki.
I miss those.
I always find that entertaining.
Ooh, maybe we could do some of our once we grow those pumpkins, some pumpkin seeds, some organic pumpkin seeds for
Maybe we could do that show at the spot. Like,
Ooh, we definitely do. Yeah.
That would be
So
pretty
just
cool.
so people might be asking why we talk about these side things and such. I like to tie it all back to, we're doing golf outings, we're doing car shows. It's not necessarily about the industry, cannabis itself. It's hard to continue to spin the tires. We tell you guys every month we're out here doing it for the last, 3 years we've been doing this podcast, but this is our springboard to help veterans give back through the industry. That's what we're here for.
And it's not just veterans. We have so many customers, the testimonials. Like when I think of Kenny from, and I won't say his last name, but Kenny from like the Appleton store, we have changed his life. The value of our product to him. My God, it's heart touching to me, even just thinking about that kid. Love him. He's an awesome guy. Shout out to you, Kenny. You know who you are. It was fantastic meeting you in the store. And we look forward to many more of those testimonials coming in because we're going to be hounding you all. We're trying to get the format down right. Believe it or not, it's really hard to do a testimonial. We've been talking about it for months, but we have to narrow it down because we're dealing with politicians who want to see it now. They want proof that we are actually making a difference. They want to know why we should stay. And
So
if you're watching,
Shout out Sean. Yeah, somebody who might be watching who is a fan of the product so much so. And he's, oh my gosh, you might even have to talk to him. Well, I called him just to see, and he's willing to give us a testimonial. He said he would do it. Actually, I should get a hold of him because he said on the 14th because he's been busy, but we're all busy. But anyway, super cool story. Loves our stuff. He's like, and I heard you guys, I heard about the political stuff and that you guys are looking for testimonials. Like, I'd gladly do it because he's a 20-year military guy as well. I was like, this is crazy. I was like, yeah, man.
I think that's like the one thing I miss being a bud tender, just seeing how it actually changes people's perspective on things, especially when we did have that older kind of generation coming in and it's like, okay, well, I do suffer with a little bit of back pain. I can't fall asleep right away. And then just kind of getting them something to start out with and them coming into the store, big smiles on their face. Like I was actually able to mow the lawn without feeling any kind of back pain. I was able to get to sleep right away after I devoured like a bag of chips, and just seeing those smiles and actually seeing it change someone's life is probably the best thing as being a bud tender. Just helping someone's life to be improved just a little bit so they're able to do the regular stuff people can't, like sometimes. So.
One of my favorite customers too that I saw, and of course I've been away from the counter for quite a while, so employees feel free to throw those stabs in there, have me try and run the register. I know it's not as I'm not.
We
as
don't want one behind the register. Give so many
right?
Not as smooth as you guys.
It's true. We're not as smooth as y'all. We know that. There was a guy in Sheboygan, a very disabled veteran, and he had his caretaker picking stuff up at the store. And then when he found out the store was there, I just coincidentally happened to be at the store that day. And he's like, no, I wanted to get out, and I actually wanted to come into the store myself. And, God, he had to be 60s, 70s. And seeing him, just to know that he wanted to get out and see the store for himself because the products had been so impactful for him. Like that, those are those moments. Or, Brandon, remember when we were in Appleton and the lady with, like, the little walker and her tennis balls came in? She had the little tennis balls on her walker. And she came in and she was looking for certain ailments and didn't want to try and make the trip out of state. I don't even have to say states now because everybody knows we've all got neighboring states and different dispensaries everywhere. But she loved coming in there, and she was in her 80s. And with her little walker coming into the store, it was like heart melting to see that, to be like, that is awesome, to make those impacts to those people. It's so much fun. And yeah, Blake, you're right. I do miss that direct contact where we get to see that. Instead, we talk to attorneys now on a day-to-day basis. We're going to give a presentation
more often.
Yeah, I mean, it changes, right? Like we've all got a tumultuous amount of stuff to deal with at different prospects for the growth and everything that's happening. But look at us, even in harder times, and there's a lot of litigation going on across the nation. We're still growing. We're not backing down. And for our viewers, for our staff to know, we're not backing down. We are here for and making sure that you get quality products. We see plenty of companies opening and shutting down. They get busted for synthetics, or they're utilizing synthetic products. It's crazy out there. It's a crazy Wild West yet, and we are still working on that regulation. That said, I don't know. I think it was fun. I don't want to. We're at 31 minutes. I don't want people to be bored.
We're at 31 minutes. We like to keep it short for you guys, and we got a lot of information up, so that's good.
You did. It was fun. It was great. Look at Blake. He's still like, man.
Blake's just laughing.
Better than the news. I wasn't getting made fun of too much.
Right? It's so confusing. I point one way, it's mirroring. It's tough. So I'm like, oh, this is. I don't even know.
Always, as usual, make sure to
like,
Subscribe.
follow,
follow, subscribe.
share. Like, follow, subscribe, share. Say it again. Like, follow, subscribe, share. Really fast. It's like a tongue twister. On top of that, how about some feedback on if we're changing it up and we're going to have a new guest or a new host, and we're going to have some segments broke up? Do we want any? Yeah, we want some feedback. Like, what would our viewers, the ones who are watching,
leave some comments. Leave some comments. We'll be responding to those later. Getting back to you. If anybody leaves comments, I read those. I just went through a couple yesterday. Let us know. What do you want to see?
That's only redheads. I mean, that's my two take right there.
we always have a redhead in the middle.
All of them.
It's either you or Nikki.
Balake.
Well, and Blake, thank you for being last minute as the ops assistant. I know you have a lot going on, but Nikki, Brandon and I dropped the ball on scheduling. We had to move a bunch of stuff around. That's on us. So Nikki, we're sorry, but even then, Nikki agrees. We've got to have this change of format coming up. So viewers, be prepared.
It changes.
You're going to get to see maybe Blake's red face a little bit more.
A little bit clearer too. I have the videos pretty set up.
Looks like you're in a jungle, Blake, with like rain. Are you in a
We're in a
rainforest?
jungle? Where are you?
It's
Blake?
a pretty nice sunroom, honestly.
You're
I
in a
can
rainforest.
hear the rain just tapping on the glass. Very relaxing.
What's the song? Africa. I think the song is
Seen
Africa.
rain. Oh,
Yeah, the rain. It never rains in Africa. That's what it is.
I
feel
come,
I was
like
going
from,
different. I was doing like Spider-Man music or something.
come from a land down under.
Yeah, I think that's.
I think it's a little too old for my taste, to be honest.
You look good in the jungle, buddy. You look good in the jungle.
Thank you.
All right,
Like,
thank
comment,
you all.
subscribe.
Like, follow, subscribe, share. Give us a bunch of comments. We need feedback. Brandon's probably going to give some swag away, so make sure you hit Brandon up. He loves giving some swag away, and we've got some new stuff. Follow our website. Check out some of the new stuff available, and there is just all sorts of stuff. You got to keep up with us. If you're not ready for a marathon, maybe don't follow the webpage, but we're in this for a marathon. So kick ass. You guys have a great week, and we will see you all in a month from the studio.
Thank you.